Hi everyone, this is Aman Kumar. Welcome to all of you at Brilliant Academy. In today's lecture, we are going to learn our next chapter, that is coordinate geometry. We all already studied some part of this chapter in our class 9th, and at that time we studied about what is an x-axis, what is a y-axis, what is a Cartesian plane, and how to represent a point on a Cartesian plane. Okay, so at that time, now in class 10th, we have to study about two things. First one is distance formula and second one is section formula. In distance formula, we learn how to find a distance between two points using distance formula, and in section formula, we learn how to find the coordinates of a point which divides a given line in some ratios using section formula. Okay, so let's start our today's lecture. First, we revise all the things which we are already studying in class 9th. Now look, this is x-axis and y-axis. A number line which is horizontal. A horizontal number line is called x-axis, and a vertical number line, this is called y-axis. And now look, when this x-axis and y-axis are perpendicular to each other, then the plane is formed, and this plane is called a Cartesian plane. Okay, when x-axis, y-axis are perpendicular to each other, then this plane is called Cartesian plane. Okay, now look, the point where these two axes intersect, this is the point where these two axes intersect, then this point is called origin. Then this point is called origin, and the coordinates of origin is 0 comma 0. Okay, now next thing we see how to represent a point on a Cartesian plane. Suppose I have a point A, 4 and 3, and we have to represent this on this plane. So look here, in this point, this 4 is the x coordinate and this 3 is y coordinate. We first write x coordinate, then we write y coordinate. Now look, a 4 3, this is x coordinate 4 and y coordinate is 3, and look how we represent. So x is 4, so 4 is here, and y is 3, so 3 is here. So 4 and 3, this is 4 and this is 3. Then these two lines intersect at this point, then this point is a 4 and 3. Okay, now look, this is x coordinate and it's also called abscissa, and this y coordinate is also called ordinate. Understood? This is x-axis, horizontal number line is x-axis, vertical number line is y-axis. When these x-axis and y-axis are perpendicular to each other, then the plane is formed is called Cartesian plane, and the point where these two axes intersect is called origin, and the coordinates of origin is 0 comma 0. And look how we represent the point. So suppose we have a point A 4 comma 3, then in this point 4 is x coordinate, 3 is y coordinate, and x coordinate is also known as abscissa and y coordinate is also known as ordinate. And now look how we represent. X is 4, so we look for 4, and y is 3, so we look for 3. Now I draw imaginary line from this 4 and from this 3, then this line intersects at this point, then this point is our required point A, which is 4 comma 3. Understood? Now look, one more thing, this is first quadrant, this one is second quadrant, this one is third quadrant, and this one is fourth quadrant. Okay, now look, in first quadrant x is positive, y is also positive. In second quadrant x is negative, y is positive. In third both are negative, x and y, and in fourth x is positive, y is negative. Understood? This all we already studied in our class 9th. Now let's move towards distance formula, which is the first topic of our class 10. Now see what is distance formula. We use distance formula to find a distance between 2 points on a Cartesian plane, and the formula is what? Under root x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square. Let's understand by taking one example. Question is what? Find the distance between point P, that is 2 comma 3, and Q, that is 4 comma 1. We have 2 points P and Q on a Cartesian plane. We have to find the distance between these 2 points. So now look how we find by using distance formula. There is a point P which is 2 and 3, and there is here point Q which is 4 and 1. Now we have to find this distance, that is PQ. So we find this distance by using this formula. So here PQ is what? Under root x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square. Now look, which is x1, which is x1. Suppose I take P point as first point, then second point is Q, then in this case x2 is this one 4 and x1 is 2. and y2 is 1 and y1 is 3. Now if I take this as first point and this one is second point, then x2 is here and y2 is, sorry, x1 is here and y2 is this 3 and y1 is this 1. Okay, now look, I take p as first point. So here x2 minus x1. So x2, this one is x2 4 x coordinate and this one is x1. So 4 minus 2 square plus y2 minus y1. This one is y2 1 and y1 is 3. So 1 minus 3 square. Now look here. PQ is equal to what? 4 minus 2 is 2 square plus 1 minus 3 is minus 2 square. Now a square of 2 is 4 and a square of minus 2 is also 4. So here 4 plus 4 is root under 8. So from here PQ is what? 2 root 2 units. Okay, so here PQ is 2 root 2 units. Understood how we use distance formula? Let's see one more time. We have a point P which is 2 and 3 and Q which is 4 comma 1 and we have to find the distance between these two points P and Q. So here P point and here Q point. We have to find the distance, that is PQ. So PQ is what? X2 minus x1 plus y2 minus y1. X2 is the coordinate of this Q point and x1 is the coordinate of this P point. So look here, x2 minus x1, 4 minus 2 y2 minus y1 which is 1 minus 3 square equals to 2 square plus minus 2 square which is 4 plus 4, that is 8, and root 8 is what? 2 root 2 unit. Understood? Now let's practice some questions related to distance formula. Our first question is find the distance between two points which is A and B and second one is minus A and minus B. Look, we have 2 points A, B and minus A, minus B. We have to find the distance between these 2 points. So first I write here point A and B which is P and second is Q which is minus A and minus B. We have to find the distance which is PQ. Now, so PQ is what? Under root x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square. This is our distance formula. Now, which one is x2? I take q as second. So, x2 is minus a minus x1 is this one a square plus y2 is minus b and y1 is again minus b square. Now look, this is a minus a which is minus 2a square plus minus 2b square. Now this is equals to minus 2a square is equals to 4a square plus this again 4b square. Now from these two we take 4 as common, then this will become 4a square plus b square. Now 4 is under root of 4 is 2, so this is 2 under root a square plus b square. This is our answer. So the distance between P and Q is 2 under root a square plus b square. Let's see one more time. We have a question. Find the distance between 2 points A and B, minus A and minus B. So look here, this is point P which is A and B and this is Q which is minus A and B. We have to find this distance PQ. I use distance formula which is x square minus x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square under root. Now look here, x2 is minus A, x1 is A. So I write it minus A, minus and A. Now y2 is again minus b, minus sign, then y1 is b. So minus a become minus 2a, minus b become minus 2b. So minus 2a square is 4a square and square of minus 2b is 4b square. Now from these two I take 4 as common, then what we left? Only a square plus b square. Now root 4 is 2, so 2 under root a square plus b square is the answer of this question. Okay. Now let's move towards our next question. Question is what? Determine if the points 1, 5, 2, 3, minus 2, 11 are collinear or not. Now look here, we have 3 points 1 and 5, 2 and 3 and minus 2 and minus 11. We have to find these 3 points are collinear or not. So first we name this point. So let me name this point 1 and 5 be A, which is 1, 5. Now this point 2 and 3 we name it point B, 2 and 3, and third point minus 2 and 11 we name it minus 2 and minus 11. Now look, what is collinear? if these 3 points A, B and C lies on a same line, then we say these 3 points are collinear. So look here. So this is one line and point A, point B and point C, or these 3 points lie on the same line, then we say that these 3 points A, B, C are collinear. And when these are not collinear, when these 3 points does not lie on same line, suppose A and C lies on this line and point B is lie on this line, then in this case we said this A, B and C are not collinear. In this case this is collinear, in this case this is not a collinear. Understood? When points lie on same line, then collinear. When points does not lie on same line, then this is not collinear. Now look how we check collinear or not. So for collinear, we check if AB plus BC, which means distance between AB point and distance between BC points is equals to distance between AC, then in this case, these 3 points are collinear. Again, when distance between AB point and distance between AC point is equal to distance between BC, then again in this case these are collinear. If the sum of the distance between AB and BC is equal to distance between AC, then these are collinear. If the sum of distance between AB point, AC point is equal to distance between AB, then again in this case they are collinear. Now if distance between AB plus BC is not equals to AC, then these are not a collinear. If distance between AB plus distance between AC is not equals to BC, then again this is not collinear. Understood? So first we find the distance which is between AB, AC and BC. Then we check if AB plus BC is equal to AC, then collinear. If AB plus AC is equal to BC, then again collinear. If AB plus BC is not equal to AC, then not collinear. If AB plus AC is not equal to BC, then they are not a collinear. Understood? So let's find the distance. Now AB. So AB is equal to what? Using distance formula. What is distance formula? X2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square. Now look, x2 and x1. In this case, x2 is 2, x1 is 1. So 2 minus 1 square plus y2 minus y1. y2 is 3, y1 is 5. So 3 minus 5 square. 3 minus 5 square. Now this is equals to 2 minus 1 is 1 square plus 3 minus 5 is minus 2 square is equals to a square of 1 is 1, a square of minus 2 is 4. So which is equals to root 5. Now we find BC, distance between B and C. So BC is again what? Under root x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square, which is equals to what? Now look, B and C, x2 is what? x2 is minus 2, x1 is 2. So minus 2 minus 2 square plus y2 is minus 11 and y1 is 3. So minus 11 minus 3 square is equals to, now minus 2 is minus 4 square plus minus 11 minus 3 is minus 14 square, which is equals to what? A square of minus 4 is 16 plus the square of 14 is 196. 196. Now add this 6, 6, 12, 9, 1, 10 or 11 and 1, 1, 2. This is 212. Understood? Now we find distance between A and C, which is AC. Again by using distance formula, which is x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square is equals to what? x2 minus x1. Here is x2 minus 2, x1 is 1. So minus 2 minus 1. Minus 2 minus 1 square plus y2 minus y1. y2 is minus 11, y1 is 5. So minus 11 minus 5 square is equals to what? Minus 2 minus 1 is minus 3 plus minus 11 minus 15 is, sorry, minus 7 minus 5 is minus 16 square is equals to, now square of minus 3 is 9 plus square of 16 is 256. Now 9 plus 256 is equals to what? 265. Now look here. AB is, which is distance between AB, is 5. Distance between B and C is root 212, and distance between A and C is under root 265. Now we compare AB plus BC is equal to AC or not. Now look, AB plus BC is equals to AC or not. Now look, compare. AB is root 5 plus BC is root 212, and AC is what? Root 265, which is not equal to, then these 3 points are not a collinear, not a collinear. Let's compare one more. This is AB plus BC. Let's compare AC plus BC is equals to AB or not. Let's compare AC plus BC is equals to AB or not. Now look here. AC is what? AC. This one 265 root 265 plus BC is what? Root 212, which is not equals to root 5. Then again, this is not a collinear. Understood? Let's see one more time. We have 3 points: 1, 5, 2, 3, -2, -11. We have to find these are collinear or not. So for collinear, we have to check if the sum of distance between 2 points is equal to the distance between third point. Then we said these three are collinear. So first we find the distance. So AB is what? Root 5. BC using distance formula root 212, and AC is what? Root 265. Now I compare here. If AB plus BC is equal to AC, then this is collinear. So now look, root 5 plus root 112 is not equal to root 165. That's why this is not a collinear. Again I compare AC plus BC is equal to AB or not. So look here. AC is 265 plus BC is root 212 is not equal to root 5. Then this again these are not a collinear. Okay. Now let's move towards our next question. Question is what? Check whether the points 5, -2, 6 and 4 and 7 and -2 are the vertices of isosceles triangle or not. So we have 3 points, this and this. We have to check these 3 points are vertices of isosceles triangle or not. So first we look what is isosceles triangle. Suppose this is my triangle A, B and C. When this triangle ABC is isosceles. So property of isosceles triangle is when opposite sides are equal. So if AB is equals to AC, then we said triangle ABC is isosceles triangle. And if angle B and angle C are equal, if angle B is equal to angle C are equal, then triangle ABC is isosceles triangle. So we have to find these 3 points are vertices or not. So look, if AB is equal to AC, then it is isosceles, or B is equal to C, then it is isosceles. No. So in this question, we don't have angle, we have side. Suppose this A is 5 and 2, coordinates of B is 6 and 4, and coordinates of point C is 7 and -2. So now look, if distance between A and B are and A and C are equal, then we said it is isosceles triangle, or distance between AB and BC are equal, then again it is isosceles triangle. Distance between AC and BC are equal, again this is isosceles triangle. So first we have to find the distance between AB, AC and BC. Then after finding distance, we see the distance between any 2 points are equal, then we say that yes, this is the vertex of isosceles triangle. So first we find the distance. Let assume this is A point, this one is B and this one is C. So let point A be 5 and -2, and point B is 6 and 4, and point C is 7 and -2. So first we find distance between AB. So AB is what? Using distance formula, x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square. Okay. Now look here, which one is x2 and x1? So in AB, x2 is 6, x1 is 5, y2 is 4, y1 is -2. So x2 minus x1, 6 minus 5. So 6 minus 5 square plus. Now y2 is 4 here, so I write it 4, minus y1 is -2, so I write it here -2, and this is square. Okay, now I erase this figure. Now look, 6 minus 5 is minus 1 square, and this is 4, minus minus will become plus, then this will become plus 2 square, which is equals to 6 square. So I write it here, 6 square. Now a square of minus 1 is 1, plus a square of 6 is 36, which is equals to under root 37. Now let's find distance between B and C. So BC is again what? Under root x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square, which is equals to, now look, which one is x2 and x1. So in BC, x2 is 7, x1 is 6, y2 is minus 2, y1 is 4. So x2 minus x1, which means 7 minus 6. 7 minus 6 square plus y2 is minus 2 minus 4 square. Now calculate this one, then what we get? 7 minus 6 is 1. So 1 square plus minus 4 minus 2 is minus 6. Now look, a square of 1 is 1, a square of minus 6 is 36, is equals to root 37. Now we find AC. In AC, again formula is x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square, which is equals to, now look, which one is x2 and x1. In AC, x2 is 7, x1 is 5, y2 is minus 2, y1 is again minus 2. So x2 minus x1, which means 7 minus 5. So 7 minus 5 square plus y2 is minus 2 minus y1 is again minus 2. Okay, now let's solve it. 7 minus 5 is 2 square plus, this is minus 2, minus minus will become plus 2, and plus minus minus which become 0 square. So plus 0 square, which is equals to what? Now look, a square of 2 is 4 plus 0, which is equals to root 4, which is equals to 2. Now look, AB and BC are equal. Two sides are equal, then this is isosceles triangle. When two sides are equal, then this is isosceles triangle, and in this case AB and AC are equal. So now write it here. Now AB is equals to BC. So therefore these points are the vertex of isosceles triangle. Understood? Let's see one more time. We have given 3 points, which is 5, 2, 6, 4 and 7 minus 2. We have to find these 3 points are the vertex of isosceles triangle or not. So first we see what is isosceles triangle. When two sides of a triangle are equal or two angles of a triangle are equal, then we say this triangle is an isosceles triangle. So in this question, we don't have a data about angle. We have a data about sides. So we have 3 points. We name it A, B and C. If distance between any 2 points are equal, then we say that yes, this is the vertex of isosceles triangle. So first I find distance between AB, which is 37. Then I find distance between BC using distance formula, which is again root 37. Then I find distance between AC, which is 2. So now look here, in this distance we see AB and BC are equal. So which means 2 sides are equal. Therefore these 3 points are the vertex of isosceles triangle. Okay. Now let's move towards next question. Question is what? Find the point on x-axis which is equal distance from point 2, minus 5 and minus 2 and minus 9. Look, question said that there is a point on x-axis which is equal distance from these 2 points. Then we have to find the coordinates of this point. So now look, when point lies on x-axis, suppose I have a point C which is 2 and 4. And in this case, this is x-axis and this one is y-axis. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now look, 2 and 4. So this point lies on here 2 and 4. Something here. But question said this point lies on x-axis. Now look, when this point lies on x-axis. When suppose I write 2 and 0. So look here. In this case, y coordinate is 0. Then this point lies on only this 2. So when y coordinate is 0, then a point lies on x-axis. And question said what? This point have something x coordinate and y coordinate is 0. So first we let name all the points. let this point be A, which is 2 and minus 5, and second point B, which is minus 2 and minus 9, and the coordinates of third point, which is lie on x-axis, we name it C. The coordinates is x and 0. 0 is y coordinates, that's why it lies on x-axis. Now look, question said this point C is equal distance from A and B. Okay, suppose this is my point A, this is my point B, and this is my point C. Question said that this point is equal distance from AB, which means AC is equal to AB. AC is equal to AB. When AC is equal to AB, then this point is equal distance from A and B. So from this equation, we have to find the value of x coordinate. Okay, so let's find it. So first, I write according to question, AC is equal to BC. Now AC is what? x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square is equal to BC is again x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square. Now there is under root, that's why we do squaring both sides. Squaring both sides. Now after squaring both sides, this root is cancelled out, so only we left x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square. Now look, which is x2 and x1 for AC, A and C. x2 is x, x1 is 2. So here x minus 2 square plus which is y2. y2 is 0, y1 is minus 5. So 0 minus and minus 5 will become plus 5 square is equal to. Now again for BC, x2 minus x1. For B and C, x2 is x, x1 is minus 2. So I write it here x minus and minus 2 will become plus 2 square plus y2 is 0 and y1 is 9. So 0 minus 9 square. Now solve this one. This is a minus b whole square, so which is x square minus 2ab, which means 4x plus b square, which is 4. Now 0 plus 5 square is only 5 square, which is 25. Now look here, a plus b whole square, x square plus 2ab, which is 4x plus b square, which is 4. Now plus minus 9 square is 81. Now look here, x square is cancelled out. Okay, now solve this. This is 25 plus 4 is 29. Then this will become minus 4x plus 29 is equals to 4x plus 85. 81 plus 4 is 85. Now let's solve it here. This 4x goes to this side, then this will become 8x, and this 85 goes this side, then this will become, now look here, this is 4x plus 4x, this 4x goes to this side, then this 85 goes this side, which is 29 minus 85. Now 4x plus 4x is 8x is equals to, now subtract it, 15, 6, 5. Okay, so from here x is equal to what? 56 upon 8. So 8 7 is 56. So x is what? 7. Then the coordinates of point C is what? 7, 0. Understood? Let's see one more time. We have one point which lies on x-axis, and this point is equal distance from these 2 points, 2 and minus 5 and minus 2 and minus 9. So first I assume or name this point, this is 2 and 5 is A, and the B is minus 2 and 9, and point C which lies on x-axis, that's why the coordinates is x and 0. At x-axis y is 0, that's why this point has coordinates only x and 0. Now question said that this point is equal distance from these 2 points, which means distance of AC is equal to distance of BC. So I write here according to question AC is equal to BC. Now using distance formula I find the distance of AC and distance of BC. Then for cancelling this root, I do squaring both sides. Then after squaring both sides, root is cancelled. Now x2 minus x1, x minus 2 square, 0 plus 5 square. Now from this x plus 2 square, 0 minus 9 square. Now after solving this, I get minus 4x plus 29 is equal to 4x plus 85. Now after solving this, I get 8x is equal to 56. Then x is equal to 7. So x is 7. So the coordinates of this point C is x and 0, which is 7 and 0. Okay. Now let's move towards next question. Question is what? Find the value of y for which the distance between 2 points, which is First is P, 2 and minus 3, and second point is Q, which is 10, and Y is 10 units. Now look, we have 2 points P and Q, and the distance between these 2 points is 10 units, which is given. Then we have to find the value of Y. Here Y is, so now look, question said that distance between these 2 points, which is PQ, is equals to 10. So we have to find the value of Y. Now what is PQ? How we find PQ? Which is under root x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square is equals to 10. This one is given. Now for cancelling this root, we do squaring both sides. Squaring both sides, then this root is cancelled out, then only we left x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square is equals to what? A square of 10. Now look, x2 minus x1. In P and Q, x2 is 10 and x1 is 2. So x2 minus x1 is 10 minus 2 square plus y2 minus y1. y2 is y and y1 is minus 3. So y minus, look, y minus minus 3 is equals to what? Y plus 3. So I write it here, y plus 3 square is equals to a square of 10 is 100. Now solve this. 10 minus 2 is 8. So this is 8 square plus, this is a plus b whole square, which is a square plus 2ab, which means 6y plus b square, which is 9, is equals to 100. Now look, this is y square plus 6y, 9 plus 8, a square of 8 is 64, plus 64 plus 9 equals to 100. Now I solve it here. Y square plus 6y, this is y square plus 6y equals to 100 minus 64 plus 9 is 73. Then y square plus 6y. Now 100 minus 73 is what? 10 minus 3 is 7. 9 minus 7 is 2. Which is 27 is equals to 0. Okay. This is plus 27, which goes this side and become minus 27 is equals to 0. Now this is a quadratic equation. We do factorization by splitting the middle term. So this is 27. First we multiply 27 into y, and this is 27 y square. Now we split 27. This is 27 y square. We split 27 into 2 terms. Then 9 into 3 is 27, and if we subtract 9 minus 3, then we get 6. So look here, y square plus 9y minus 3y minus 27 is equal to 0. So from these two, y is common, then we have left y plus 9, and from these two we have minus 3 as common, then we left y plus 9 is equal to 0. Now here y plus 9 is common, y plus 9, and here y minus 3 is left is equal to 0. Now we have two values of y. First is y plus 9 is equal to 0, then y is minus 9, and second y minus 3 is equal to 0, then y is 3. Okay. So we have two values. When y is equal to minus 9, then distance between these 2 points is 10 units, and when y is equal to 3, then again distance between these 2 points is 10 units. Understood? Let's see one more time. Question said that we have 2 points P and Q, and the distance between these 2 points is 10 units given, and the coordinates of point P is 2 and minus 3, and point Q is 10 and y. So we have to find the value of y. So according to question, PQ is given, which is 10. So PQ is by distance formula x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square. Now for cancelling the root, I do squaring both sides. Then after squaring both sides, I left x square minus x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square is equals to 10 square. Now after solving this, I get a quadratic equation, which is y square plus 6y minus 27 is equals to 0. Now I solve this quadratic equation by factorization. Then I get two values of y, which is first minus 9, second is 3. So we have two values of y. When y is 9, then distance between these 2 points is 10 units, and when y is 3, then distance between these 2 points is 10 units. Okay. Now let's move towards next question. Question is what? Find a relation between x and y such that the point xy is equal distance from the points 3 and 6 and minus 3 and 4. Look, we have one point, and the coordinates of this point is x and y is given. we have to find the relation between x and y. Okay, and this point is equal distance from these two points. So first we name all the points. Let point A be 3 and 6, and point B is minus 3 and 4, and let this point is C, which is x and y. Okay, now question said that this C point is equal distance from A and B, which means AC is equals to BC. Okay, so now AC is what? By distance formula, x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square is equals to. Now BC is what? Under root x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square. Okay, now for cancelling root, we do squaring both sides. Then our root is cancelled. Then only we left x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square is equals to x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square. Now we put the values. Now for AC, A and C, x2 is this x and x1 is 3. So x2 is x minus x1 is 3 square plus y2 is y and y1 is 6. So y minus 6 square. Now for BC, for B and C, x2 is x and x1 is minus 3. So x plus 3 minus 3 will become plus 3 square. Now plus y2 is y and y1 is 4. So y minus 4 square. Now calculate this. This is again a minus b whole square, a minus b whole square, a plus b whole square, a minus b whole square. Now the a minus b whole square is what? A square minus 2ab, which is 6x, plus b square 9. Now this one become a square minus 2ab, which is 12y, plus b square 36 is equals to, again a plus b whole square is a square plus b square, which is 6x, plus c square, which is a square plus 2ab plus b square, which is 9. Okay, now this is a minus b whole square. So a square minus 2ab, which is 8y, plus b square, which is 16. Now look, this x square is cancelled out, y square is cancelled out. This is minus 6x, this is plus 6x, 2y. Now look, this one is minus of 6x, okay, minus of 12y, 36 plus 9 is 45 is equals to plus 6x minus 8y. Now 16 plus 9 is 25. Now I solve it here. Minus 6x, this minus 6x, this minus 6x goes this side, so this will become 6x plus 6x, and minus 8y, this minus 12y goes this side, then this will become minus of 8y plus 12y. Now this is plus 25, and this 45 goes this side, then this will become minus 45 is equals to 0. Now solve this. 6 plus 6 is 12x. Now 12 minus 8 is 4y. 25, 45 minus 25 is minus 20 is equal to 0. Now we take 4 as common. Then after taking 4 as common, we left 3x plus y minus 5 is equal to 0. Now this 4 goes this side and becomes 0. So our relation is 3x plus y minus 5 equals to 0. This is our relation between x and y. Understood? Let's see one more time. Question said what? Find the relation between x and y such that point xy is equal distance from two given point, that is 3 and 6, minus 3 and 4. We have 2 points, these two, and one point which is xy are equal distance from these 2 points. Then we have to find the relation between x and y. So question said AC and BC are equal. So by distance formula, AC is this one and BC is this one. So for cancelling this root, I do squaring both sides. Now after squaring both sides, I have x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square is equals to x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square. Now after calculating, I get this is my relation, which is 12x plus 4y minus 20 is equal to 0. Now after this, I take 4x common, then I left 3x plus 5 minus 5 is equal to 0. This 4 goes this side and becomes 0. So our required relation between x and y is 3x plus 4y, sorry 3x plus y minus 5 is equals to 0. Understood? Now let's move towards our next topic of this chapter, that is section formula. This is the formula. Now let's move towards our next topic, that is section formula. We use section formula to find a coordinate of a point which divides a given line in a particular ratio. Suppose I have one line, this is my line AB, then by using section formula I find a coordinate of a point which divides this line in same ratio. Suppose this is my point P and the coordinate is x and y, and the coordinate of A is 1 and 2 and coordinate of B is 2 and 3. Now suppose if this point P divides this line in ratio 1 is to 2, then by using section formula we find the coordinate of P, and the formula is what? mx2 plus nx1 upon m plus n. Here m and n is a ratio. Look, this point P divides this line in ratio of 1 is to 2. So here 1 is m and 2 is n. Okay. So formula is finally mx2 plus nx1 upon m plus n. This is x coordinate. Now y coordinate is m y2 plus nyn upon m plus n. Now see how we find the coordinates. Okay. So pxy is equals to what? mx2 plus nx1 upon m plus n, and here y coordinate is my2 plus ny1 upon m plus n. Now look, m is what? 1 here, ratio is 1 to 2, so m is 1 and n is 2, so m is 1. Now x2, this is my first point and this is my second point, so x2 is what? Here 2 plus n is here, ratio is 2. Now x1 is here, a is first point, so x1 is 1 upon m plus n, which means 1 plus 2. Now y coordinate my2, m is this ratio, so m is here 1. Now y2, this is my second point, so here y2 is 3 plus n is 2 and y1, look, y1 is here 2 upon m plus n, which means 1 upon 2. Now this is my x coordinate, this is my y coordinate. Okay, now I solve it here. So after solving this, what we get? 2 1 2, 2 1 2. So this is 2 plus 2 upon 3. This is 1 plus 2 is 3. Okay, now y coordinate 3 1 3 and 2 to the 4. So 3 plus 4 upon 3. This is p xy. Now p xy is equal to what? 2 plus 2 is 4 upon 3 and 3 plus 4 is 7 upon 3. So this is the coordinates of P which divides this line AB in the ratio of 1 is to 2, and the coordinate is 4 upon 3, 7 upon 3. How I get? Using section formula. Understood? Now next we see one special case of section formula, which is also known as midpoint formula. This formula is what? Coordinates of P is what? x2 plus x1 upon 2 and y coordinate is y2 plus y1 upon 2. This formula is derived from original section formula. Look how. This is also known as midpoint formula. So suppose this is my line AB and this point P is the midpoint. This point P divides this line AB such that this P is the midpoint, which means ratio is 1 is to 1. If P is midpoint, the ratio is 1 is to 1. Now we find the coordinates of P. So P is what? mx2 plus nx1 upon m plus n, my2 plus ny1 upon m plus n. Now in case of midpoint, ratio is 1 to 1, so in place of m we write 1, in place of n we write 1. So look here, in place of m write 1, this is 1x2 plus 1 x1 upon m plus n, which is 1 plus 1. Now again in place of 1 m plus in place of n again 1 y1 upon m plus n, which means 1 plus 1. Now add this 1 x2 multiplied with 1, which is x2, x1 multiplied with 1, which is x1. Now 1 plus 1 is 2, same here, y2 plus y1 upon 2. So this is the coordinates of point P when this point P is midpoint of this line AB. So look, x2 plus x1 upon 2, x2 plus x1 upon 2, y2 plus y1 upon 2, y2 plus y1 upon 2. So midpoint formula is derived from section formula. When point is the midpoint of a given line, then we use midpoint formula, which is x2 plus x1 upon 2 and y2 plus y1 upon 2. And when point P is not a midpoint, then we use section formula, which is mx2 plus nx1 upon m plus n, my2 plus ny1 upon m plus n. Okay. Now let's practice some question related to section formula. So our first question is, find the coordinates of a point which divides the join of -1, 7 and -4, -3 in the ratio of 2:3. Look, we have two coordinates. Okay, let's name it. Coordinate A is -1 and 7, and there is another coordinate which is 4 and -3. Question said what? We have to find the point which divides the join of, which means this is a line AB. We have to find the coordinate of a point. Suppose this is my point. Okay, this is my point P xy, which divides this line in the ratio of 2:3, which means this is second part and this is third part. So here we given ratio is 2:3. We have to find the coordinates of this point which divides this line AB in the ratio of 2:3. So how we find? Using section formula. So what is the formula? So P xy is equals to what? mx2 plus nx1 upon m plus n, and y coordinate is what? my2 plus ny1 upon m plus n. Now put the value. M is here 2, so 2, x2 is what? This one is x2, 4, plus n is here 3, and x1 is what? -1, and m plus n, which is 2 plus 3. Now y coordinate. Again m is what? 2, y2 is what? This is -3, plus y1 is what? First n is 3 and y1 is here 7. So 7 upon m plus n, which means 2 plus 3. This is Pxy. Now again Pxy is equals to what? 4 2s are 8, 3 1s are 3 and -3 upon 2 plus 3 is 5. Now y coordinate. 3 2s are 6, -6, 7 3s are 21 plus 21 upon 5. Okay. Now I solve it here. Now Pxy is what? 8 minus 3 is 5. So this is 5 upon 5. Now y coordinate. 21 minus 6 is what? 21 minus 6 is 15 upon 5. Okay. Now this one is cancelled by 1 times and this 15 is cancelled by 3 times. So coordinates of P is what? 1 and 3. The point which divides this line AB is Pxy, and the coordinate of this P is 1, 3. Understood? Let's see one more time. Question said that we have 2 points. First is -1 and 7, second is 4 and -3, and the join of these 2 points is divided by a point, then in the ratio of 2:3. Then we have to find the coordinates of this point. So look here, I write first point as A, which is -1 and 7, second point B, which is 4 and -3. Now question said the join of this point, which means the line AB is divided by a point which I assume P xy in the ratio of 2:3. Then we have to find the coordinates of point P. So by using section formula, P xy is what? mx2 plus nx1 upon m plus n, and my2 plus ny1 upon m plus n. Now I put the values. M is here 2, n is here 3. So 2, x2 is 4, I write it 4, n is 3, and x1 is -1, so I write here -1 upon m plus n, which is 2 plus 3. Now look here, my2, m is 2, y2 is -3 plus ny1, n is 3 and y1 is here 7, so I write it 7 plus, now upon m plus n, which is 2 plus 3. Now after calculating this, I get here 8 minus 3 upon 5 and here minus 6 upon 21 upon 5. Now after calculating this, I get pxy is equals to 1 comma 3. This is x coordinate and y, which is 3 is y coordinates. Okay. Now let's move towards our next question. The question is, find the coordinates of the point of trisection of the line segment joining the points 4 and minus 1 and minus 2 and minus 3. Now look, there is a line segment and the end point of the line segment is given, that is 4 and minus 1 and minus 2 minus 3. And question said that this line segment is trisect. Trisect means divided in 3 equal parts. Then we have to find the coordinates of these points. Now look, suppose this is my line segment AB and it is given the coordinates of A and B. So coordinates of A is given 4 and minus 1 and coordinates of B is given, that is minus 2 and minus 3. Now question said this line divided in 3 parts. Trisection means 3 equal parts. So suppose this is my first part, this is second part. Okay, this is first part, this one is second part and this one is third part. So suppose this is my point P and this is my point Q. Okay, so line AB is divided by 2 points P and Q such that all parts are equal, which means trisects or trisection. So trisection means all parts are equal. The ratio is 1 is to 1. Okay, so we have to find the coordinates of point P and point Q. Now look for point P. If I hide Q, suppose this is my line AB, okay, and this is my point P. I hide Q for some times. Then this is 1 and this is Q, 1 and 1. Okay. Then if I hide this Q, then this ratio becomes what? 1 plus 1 is equals to 2 and this ratio is 1. So point P divides line AB in ratio of 1 is to 2 and same point Q divides line AB. This is my line AB, this is point Q, this is P and 1 1 1. Now if I hide P, then this 1 plus 1 which become 2. Then point Q divides line in ratio of 2 is to 1. Now we have ratios P divides 1 is to 2 and Q divides in 2 is to 1. Now we have ratio of P and Q both. Then by using section formula, first I find the coordinates of P, then coordinates of Q. Okay. So first we find for P, then we find for Q. Now Pxy. So Pxy is equal to what? Mx2 plus Nx1 upon M plus N. This is x coordinate. Now y coordinate. My2 plus Ny1 upon M plus N. Now look here. P ratio of P is 1 is to 2. So now here M is 1, x2 is minus 2 plus N is here 2 and x1 is here 4. Now M plus N, which means 1 plus 2. Now My2, M is here 1, Y2 is here minus 3 plus N Y1. N is 2 and Y1 is here minus 1 upon M plus N, which means 1 plus 2. Now calculate this one. This will become minus 2 plus 4 to the 8 upon 3. Now this will become minus 3 minus 2 upon 3. So from here plus 8 minus 2 is 6 upon 3. Now minus 2 and minus 3 is minus 5 upon 3. Now 3 to the 6. So P xy is equal to what? 2 and 5 upon 3. So coordinates of P is 2 comma 5 upon 3. 2 is x coordinate and y is minus 5 comma 3. Now we find for Q. So Q xy is what? Again x coordinate is mx2 plus nx1 upon m plus n and y coordinate is my2 plus ny1 upon m plus n. Now Q divides in ratio of 2 is to 1. So here m is 2. So in place of m I write 2. Now x2 is here minus 2. So this is minus 2 plus n is 1 and x1 is here 4. So I write it 4 upon m plus n, which means 2 plus 1. Now m y2. M is 2 and y2 is what? Y2 is minus 3 plus n y1. N is 1 and y1 is here again minus 1 upon m plus n, which means 2 plus 1. Now calculate this one. 2 to the 4 minus 4. Now 4 plus 4 upon 3. Now calculate this one. 3 to the 6 minus 6, and this is minus 1 upon 3. Now plus 4 minus 4 is cancel out, so this will become 0, and this will become what? Minus 6 minus 1 is minus 7 upon 3. So q xy is what? 0 comma minus 7 upon 3. So x coordinate of q is 0 and y coordinate of q is minus 7 comma 3, sorry, minus 7 upon 3. Let's see one more time. Question said that we have a 2 point which is this and this, 4 and minus 1 and minus 2 and minus 3, and the line which joining these 2 points is trisected. Trisect means the line is divided into 3 equal parts. Then we have to find the coordinates of these points. So this is my line AB, and this is divided into 3 equal parts, which is, this is first part, this one is second, and this one is third part. So we have 2 points P and Q, and we have to find the coordinates of first P point, then Q point. So first I find the coordinates of P point. How? Suppose I hide this Q, then this part become 1 and this part 1 plus 1 become 2. So P divides this line AB in ratio of 1:2. So from this, using section formula, I get m is 1 and n is 2. Then applying section formula, our result is pxy is 2 comma minus 5 upon 3. Now same thing for q. Now I hide p, then look, this q is divided this line in ratio of 2:1. This 1 become 2 and this is 1. So ratio is 2:1. Now look here, qxy. Again by section formula, mx2 plus nx1 upon m plus n and my2 plus nyn upon m plus n. Here m is 2, n is 1. So our result is qxy is equal to 0 comma minus 7 upon 3. Okay, now let's move towards next question. Question is what? Find the ratio in which the line segment joining the points minus 3 and 10 and second point is 6 minus 8 is divided by point minus 1 and 6. Look, we have a line segment. Okay, we have one line segment AB, and the coordinates of A and B is given, which is minus 3 and 10. So coordinates of A is minus 3 and 10, and coordinate of B is given 6 comma minus 8. Now question said this line is divided by a point, and the coordinate of this point is also given. Suppose this line is divided by point P and the coordinate is given 1:6. So we have to find the ratio in which this line is divided. We don't have ratio. Okay, we have to find the ratio in which this point P is divide the line segment AB. Okay, so look here how we find it. We know the section formula. What is section formula? Pxy is equals to mx2 plus nx1 upon m plus n and my2 plus ny1 upon m plus n. This is section formula. Now look, we have to find ratio, so we assume this ratio be k:1. Let the ratio be k:1. Okay, now look, in place of m this is k and n is here 1. So in place of m I put k and in place of n I put 1. Okay, so now look here, pxy is given, that is minus 1 and 6. Now mx2, m is what? K, x2 is here 6 plus n is what? 1 and x1 is here minus 3 upon m plus n, which means k plus 1. Now my2, m is k, y2 is, look, minus 8 and n is what? 1 and y1 is here 10. So I write it 10 upon m plus n, which means k plus 1. Now look, this is x coordinate and this is y coordinate. Okay, so x coordinate is given minus 1 and y coordinate is also given, which is 6. So write it here, this is x coordinate. Okay, so calculate 6 into k is 6k minus 3 upon k plus 1 is equals to what? Minus 1. And we also have y coordinate, which is 6, and y coordinate is here. Now calculate this one. This is minus 8k plus 10 upon k plus 1 is equals to what? 6. Now from these two equations we have the value of k. So first solve this one. So this will become what? 6k minus 3 is equals to minus k minus 1. Okay, so look here, this will become, this k goes this side and become 7k is equals to what? Minus 1 plus 3. Now next, from here k is what? This minus 1 plus 3 become 2 upon 7. So from here k is 2 is to 7. Now look, we have to solve this one also. So now a to k plus 10 is equals to what? 6k plus 6. Okay. Now this is minus 8k, this minus 6k is equals to 6 minus 10. So this will become what? Minus 2k is equals to, this is 4. This is minus 14k. Now from here k is what? Minus 4 upon minus 14. So 2 and 7 and minus minus is cancelled. So from here k is what? 2 upon 7. Then ratio is here. What is 2 upon 2 ratio 7. Understood? From here k is 2 is to 7 and from this again k is 2 is to 7. Okay. So now let's see one more time. Question is given what? There is a line AB and the coordinates of this line AB is given, that is minus 3 and 10 and 6 and minus 8. And question said this line is divided by a point and the coordinates of this point is minus 1 and 6. Then we have to find the ratio in which this line AB is divided by the point P. So I use section formula, which is mx2 plus mx1 upon m plus n and my2 plus my1 upon m plus n. Now I assume the ratio is k is to 1. I assume the ratio that P divide this point is k is to 1. Then I put the values. So in place of m I put k and in place of n I put 1. So from this I get this is x coordinate, which is equals to minus 1, and this one is y coordinate, which is equals to 6. So now look here, this is equals to minus 1, then from here k is 2 is to 7. Now this is equals to 6. So from here I get k is 2 is to 7. So our ratio is 2 is to 7. So point P divides line AB in ratio of 2 is to 7. Okay. Now let's move towards our next question. Question is what? Find the ratio in which the line segment joining point A, which is 1 and minus 5, and B, which is minus 4 and 5, is divided by x-axis, and also find the coordinates of point of division. So look here. Question said there is a line segment. So this is my line segment AB, and the coordinates of A and B is given, which is 1 and minus 5 and minus 4 and 5. Now question said this line is divided by x-axis. Okay. Then we have to find the coordinates of this point and ratio. So suppose at this point, this line is divided by x-axis. Then let this point be P. Now what is the coordinates of this P? Divided by x-axis. So this is suppose x-axis, and this point P lies on this axis. Then what is the coordinates of point P? X and 0. Point which lies on x-axis is have only x coordinates, don't have y coordinates. So the point P have only x coordinates, which is x, and y coordinate is 0. Now then we have to find the coordinates of P, which is x and 0. So in this we have to find x, and again we have to find ratio in which this line segment is divided. So we have to find this ratio well. Okay, so for ratio we assume this is k is to 1. So we let the ratio is k is to 1. Now first we find ratio, then we find coordinates. So for ratio again we use section formula. What is section formula? mx2 plus nx1 upon m plus n, and here my2 plus ny1 upon m plus n. Now m is k and n is 1. So p x0 is equal to what? M is k. Now x2 is minus 4, n is 1, and x1 is here 1 upon k plus 1. Now for y coordinates, m is k, y2 is 5, plus n is 1, y1 is minus 5 upon k plus 1. Now look, this is x coordinate, so this is equal to x, and this one is y coordinate, so this is equal to 0. So from here, first we find the value of k. How? Look, this is equal to this y coordinate, so y coordinate is 0 here, so k 5 plus 1 minus 5 upon k plus 1 is equals to 0. So from here, this is 5k, this will become minus 5 is equals to 0. Then from here, k is what? 5 upon 5. So from here, k is 1. Now k is 1. So ratio is what? Ratio is k is to 1, which means 1 is to 1. Okay. Now we have to find the coordinates of the point of division. So we have to find x coordinate. Now look here. This is equals to x. So k minus 4 plus 1 is equal upon k plus 1 is equals to x. So now look, what is k? K is here 1. So in place of k we put 1, then this will become minus 4 plus 1 upon k. 1 plus 1 is 2 is equals to x. So from here, x is what? Minus 4 plus 1 is minus 3 upon 2. So this is x, which is minus 3 upon 2. So we have to find ratio. So here I write it. Ratio is 1 is to 1, and the coordinates of p is minus 3 comma 2, minus 3 upon 2, and 0. Why 0? Because this point lies on x axis. That's why y coordinate is 0. Only x coordinate, which is minus 3 upon 2. Understood? Let's see one more time. Question is what? There is a line with joining a point A and B, and the coordinates of point A is given 1 comma minus 5 and B is minus 4 comma 5. Question said that this line AB is divided by a point which lies on x axis. Then you have to find the ratio in which this line is divided, and then you also have to find the coordinates of point P. So look, when a point lies on x axis, then coordinates is what? X and 0. Y coordinate is 0 when point lies on x axis. So here we have coordinates of point P is x and 0, and we assume ratio is k is to 1. So by section formula, this is mx2 plus nx1 upon m plus n, my2 plus ny1 upon m plus n. So here k is, m is k and n is 1. So from this I write px0 is what? K minus 4 plus 1 upon k plus 1, and now here m is k and n is 1. So now this is x coordinate, so this is equal to x, and this is y coordinate. So this is equal to 0. So from this y coordinate I find first what is the value of k. So this is equal to 0. So by calculating this I get k is 1. Now I put this value of k here. So x coordinate is k minus 4 plus 1 plus upon k plus 1. So now look, in place of k I put 1, then this will become minus 4 plus 1 upon 2. So from here x is minus 3 upon 2. So first we have to find ratio. So ratio is 1 is to 1, and coordinates. So coordinates is px0. So in place of x, that is minus 3 upon 2 and 0. Understood? Now let's move towards our next question. Question is find the coordinates of a point A where AB is the diameter of a circle. Whose center is given, coordinates of center is given 2 comma minus 3, and the coordinates of point B is also given, that is 1 and 4. Look, question said that there is a circle and the diameter of this circle AB is given. So now look, in this AB the coordinates of B is given, which is 1 and 4, and the coordinates of center is also given, which is 2 and minus 3. So we have to find the coordinates of this point A. Okay, then we again find the coordinates of this point A using section formula. Now look, first this is center, and center is the midpoint of a diameter. If diameter is AB, AB is diameter, then center is what? Center is the midpoint of diameter. So we find using midpoint formula. What is midpoint formula? First we assume let A is x and y. Okay, so and O is what? 2 minus 3 is equals to what? What is midpoint formula? X2 plus x1 upon 2, and y coordinate is y2 plus y1 upon 2. Now O is what? 2 and minus 3. Now x2 plus x1. A is xy, so A coordinates is x and y. So x2 plus x1, which means 1 plus x. So here 1 plus x upon 2, and what is y coordinate? 4 plus y. 4 plus y upon 2. Now this one is x, this one is y, this one is x coordinates, and this one is y coordinate. So this x is equal to 2, and this y coordinate is equal to minus 3. So from here we have, I solve it here, 1 plus x upon 2 is equal to x coordinate is 2 and 4 plus y upon 2 is equal to y coordinate is here minus 3. Now we solve for x. So from here 1 plus x is equal to what? 4. So from here x is what? 4 minus 1, which is 3. Now from here 4 plus y is equal to 6. So from here y is what? 6 minus 4 is 2. So in A, x is 3 and y is 2. So coordinate of point A, x, y is what? 3 and 2. Understood? Let's see one more time. Question said that there is a circle in which diameter AB is given, and in diameter AB, coordinates of center is given 2, 1, minus 3, and the point B of coordinate is given 1 and 4. So we have to find the coordinates of point A. So for this, first I assume the coordinates of point AB x and y. Then look, this is the center, and center is the midpoint of any diameter. So I apply here midpoint formula, which is x2 plus x1 upon 2 and y2 plus y1 upon 2 is equals to what? Coordinates of midpoint, which is 2 and minus 3. So 0, 2 minus 3 is equal to what? X2 is here, x2 is 1 and x1 is x. So I write here 1 plus x upon 2. Now similarly y2 is here 4 and y1 is y. So 4 plus y upon 2. Now this is our x coordinate. So 1 plus x upon 2 is equals to 2, and now this is y coordinates, that is 4 plus y upon 2 is equals to minus 3. Now from these two I get x, which is 3, and y, which is 2. Now x is the x coordinates and y is y coordinates. So ax y is equal to what? 3, 2. Understood? Now let's move towards our next question. So here question is, find the area of a rhombus if its vertices are 3 and 0, 4 and 5, minus 1, 4 and minus 2 and minus 1. Now look, question said there is a rhombus. Suppose this is my rhombus. A, B, C and D, and the coordinates of the vertices A, B, C, D is given this, and question said we have to take this in order. In order means this is A, then B, then this one is C, and then this one is D. So A coordinate is 3 and 0. So this is 3 and 0. B coordinate is given 4, 5, and coordinate of C is what? Minus 1 and 4, and coordinate of D is what? Minus 2 and minus 1. Now we have to find the area of this rhombus. So first we see what is area of rhombus. So area is what? Half into product of diagonals. This is the area of rhombus. Half into product of its diagonal. So first we have to find product of its diagonals, and for product of its diagonal, first we have to find the diagonals of this rhombus. So here diagonal is what? This AC is the diagonal and BD is diagonal. So for AC is distance between A and C. Line AC means distance between point A and point C, and BD means distance between B and D. So by distance formula, first we find the length of AC, then by distance formula again we find the length of BD. Okay, so let's find first AC. AC is what? Distance formula is under root x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square. So look here, under root x2 minus x1. Now for AC, x2 is minus 1, x1 is 3. So minus 1 minus 3 square plus y2 minus y1. For AC, y2 is 4 and y1 is 0. So 4 minus 0 square. Okay. Now this is equals to what? Minus 1 minus 3 will become minus 4 square plus 4 square. So from here AC is under root, this is 16 plus 16, which is equal to under root 32. Okay, we also write 32 as, write it here, 4 root 2. Okay, now AC is 4 root 2. Similarly we find BD. So again BD is what? Under root x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square. So for BD, x2 is what? For B and D, x2 is minus 2, x1 is 4, plus y2 is -1 and y1 is 5. So -1 minus 5 square. Now from here -4 minus 2 is -6 square plus -1 minus 5 is again -6 square. So from here what we have 36 plus 36 which is equal to root 72. So BD is what? 6 root 2. We write 72 as 6 root 2. Now we have AC which is 4 root 2 and we have BD 6 root 2 which is diagonals. So I have diagonals, both diagonals. Now area is what? Product of its diagonals. So here I find area. Area is half into product of its diagonal. So 1 by 2 into product of diagonal means we have to multiply the diagonals which is 4 root 2. 4 root 2 is multiplied with 6 root 2. So now look here. 4 is cancelled by 2. So from here what we left? 6 2s are 12 and root 2 is 2. So area is what? 24 square units. Okay, this is the area of rhombus which is 24 square unit. Understood? Now let's see one more time. Question said that there is a rhombus ABCD and the coordinates of the vertices of rhombus are given. This is 3 0 4 5 -1 and 4 and -2 and -1, and we have to take this in order, which means suppose this is A, then this is B, this is C, this is D. So first I make a diagram, area of rhombus for ABCD. A is this, B, C and D. Now look, area is half into product of its diagonal. So for product of diagonal we first find diagonals. So here diagonal is AC and BD. So first AC, we have to find the length of AC using length formula, distance formula, and for BD again we have to find the length using distance formula. So for AC, distance is 4 root 2 units, and for BD, this is 6 root 2 units. Now we have the diagonals. Then area is half into product of the diagonals, half into 4 root 2 into 6 root 2. So area we get is 24 square units. Understood? Now let's summarize what we studied in this chapter. So first we learned about distance formula, which is used to find the distance between 2 points on a Cartesian plane, and the distance formula is under root x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square. Then after distance formula we learned about section formula, and the section formula is used to find the coordinate of a point which divides the given line in particular ratio, and the formula is P x y is equals to mx2 plus nx1 upon m plus n. This is x coordinate, and now y coordinate is my2 plus ny1 upon m plus n. Then after we see one special case of section formula which is also known as midpoint formula. And when we apply midpoint formula, suppose this point divides line in an equal part, or this point is the midpoint of a given line, then we use midpoint formula, and the formula is axy is equal to x2 plus x1 upon 2. This is x coordinate of this point, and this is y coordinate, which is y2 plus y1 upon 2. Okay, now this chapter is over here. If you found this video helpful, then please like, share and subscribe to the Brilliant Academy. Okay, thank you.